you're going to be left behind anyways. She's not going to love, she's not going to care for you. And you're going to be left feeling more empty and unfulfilled than you could ever imagine. This is why, and these are the consequences to you deciding you are going to chase a woman. Whether it is a woman that you're with that wants to leave you, or whether it is a woman that you want to date, go on a date with, marry, you name it. And I'm going to walk through exactly why this is the case, and why when you are in that chase, in that moment, thinking, God, if we just talked more, or maybe if I was this different way, or maybe if we just went on more dates, or you keep thinking about these maybes and things that if they were to happen, if you were to do this, if you were to stretch yourself even more than you already are stretched, maybe she would be your girlfriend. Maybe she'd go on a date with you. Maybe she'd marry you. Maybe she would stick with you. This is a huge mistake that most men making. I've made it again and again in my own life, and I've stopped making this mistake, or at least I'm trying to, because what happens when you chase a woman? I'm going to go over the foundational things that happen in just about every single circumstance that will ruin your life. That is number one. When you chase a woman, she loses nearly all interest in you. Because women want to have a man that is a treasure. They want to have a man they can look up to. They want to have a man's man. Someone who they go, wow, this is a leader. This is a strong man who is in charge. And when you are chasing them and you are being their little bitch, and when you are willing to do anything and they are not willing to do anything, that's key. When it's not a reciprocal relationship, that is when you are not held in that vision or in that perspective or in that role for a woman, and she will drastically dry up, if you know what I mean, and she will lose interest in you. You cannot ever chase a woman, especially one that you're not even dating yet. Because if you are willing to go above and beyond and she is not, this is number two, you don't want a relationship like that. You don't want to be, or even try to be with someone, or try to keep a relationship with someone who's not willing to give at least 30 or 40 or 50% back of what you're giving to. That is not a long-term or even a short-term good relationship of any kind. You cannot chase a woman unless you want to be miserable, unless you want to feel like you're doing everything and anything and nothing is changing in your relationship. You cannot chase a woman. I'm going to repeat this time and time and time again until it hits you and you actually stop making the mistake, because that's when you learn as a man, is when you stop making that mistake for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th, 20th time. And sometimes it takes that many times to make that mistake. You cannot chase a woman. Never chase. Because along with her losing interest, when a woman wants to leave you and you go, no, please don't, which, of course you should try to negotiate, communicate, and have a healthy relationship in deciding what's the best thing for your relationship long term if you're in a relationship. But when you're going, no, please don't, I'll do anything, no, that pushes them away more. Women want to be with a man who is steadfast, who is strong, who is technically good without the woman, who can still be himself, still live his life, and is still progressing and growing his life and his hobbies and his interests, and still hangs out with his friends and do all those different things. And if you think I'm wrong, think about who are women most attracted to. Women are attracted to, in all of history, the most manly men who don't have time for them, men who they have to chase after, just like you and me. When we chase after something, we want it so bad because we're trying to impress someone, make them happy. I'm not saying you shouldn't do those things, but when it's just only a you effort, that inequality causes all of these different problems. And again, if you're wanting to chase a woman, which you should never, ever, chase a woman or chase anyone. There has to be reciprocation in every relationship. Whether it's platonic or there's more to it, it doesn't matter. You have to only have friendships and relationships where there's mutual giving back and forth, mutual love, mutual care. If you don't, you're setting yourself up to guarantee fail at some point or another. And I've witnessed this in relationships that I've given way too much in. Because the third thing that happens is that you spoil people. Yes, you can almost spoil people. No, that's not a thing. People say it is a thing. When you give so much yourself to someone, to the level that it is incredible, which it's an incredible thing for you to be able to do that. It's a good thing as a human being, people, to give everything in your all. It's incredible. But if you give it to someone who is not willing to do the same for you, what happens is that person takes you for granted and then expects that type of behavior all the time. And if you don't meet that excel behavior all the time, then you, even though you're still giving way more than that person, you are now the enemy. You are not doing what you should be doing now. Even though they're not even close to still even picking up their fair share. If you've ever been in a relationship, you know this is the case. Your woman you're with gets extremely mad at you and they're pissed off at you, like, you're not doing what you used to do. Well, a lot of times as a man, you're like, well, I did all these things because I thought if I do all these extra things, then you're going to do extra too. No. And this leads me to my fourth and final point of why and how to choose to only be with a woman who is reciprocal and who really wants you. Because if someone doesn't want you and doesn't naturally on their own want to give to you and provide and be that person for you like you want to be for them, who is that making happy? Just one person? That is a dictatorship. That is not a relationship. So I'm telling you, you cannot chase a woman. Because no matter how bad you want her, no matter how bad you think going way above and beyond is going to make a difference, doing that in the long term at some point will push her away. A woman wants to be with a man whose time, money, and efforts she has to respect. And you're the same way, and it should be that way. I want to hang out with friends and family and a woman whose time, energy, money, and love I have to respect, and they have to respect me back too. That is when relationships are the most amazing things on the planet. It's when there's balance. So, just remember, you cannot and will not and should not ever chase a woman, because it will dry her up, it will push her away. And the only solution then is to attract and become the man that a woman wants to be with and stay with forever. And that is physically, financially, and emotionally. If you can financially, physically, and emotionally be that man, a woman will not, in 99% of circumstances, she will not leave you, because you are that Conan the Barbarian. You are that thing, that leader, that person who everyone is drawn to. You are a winner who a woman wants to be with and is attracted to. So, never, never chase a woman. Be the best you can be and attract good, amazing, incredible, reciprocal family, friends, and relationships to you. If it's not reciprocal, that's okay. Let it go.